Sa pagkakataon pong ito, hindi na po namin kayo paghihintayin pa ng matagal, ay mapalad po tayo sapagkat ang ating pong resource person para po talakayin ang overview of the Strengthened Senior High School Technical Professional Track ay walang iba kundi ang mismong hepe ng Curriculum Standards Development Division ng Bureau of Curriculum Development, walang iba kundi si Chief Isabel Victorino. Magandang hapon po, Chief.
Good afternoon, Sir Mark. Isang
Hapon po.
maganda at mapagpalayang hapon po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to present to you an overview of the Strengthened Senior High School curriculum with focus on the technical professional track. But before I proceed to the main topic, allow me to first provide some context about the senior high school curriculum. The senior high school program was introduced to equip Filipino learners with skills they need to college, employment, entrepreneurship, and life. But nearly a decade after its implementation, one thing has become clear. There is still a long way to go. Despite good intentions, studies and consultations have shown that the senior high school curriculum is overloaded, fragmented, and misaligned with the needs of both learners and the job market. Learners struggle to finish lessons on time, and employers say many graduates still lack the skills needed for work. Looking around the world, we saw a pattern. High-performing countries offer streamlined pathways, focusing on strong foundational skills and meaningful options that lead to real opportunities. That's why the Department of Education is strengthening the senior high school curriculum. We are reducing the number of required subjects, improving alignment with industry needs, and giving students more flexible, purposeful learning experiences. This is not just a revision, it is a response to data, a commitment to learners, and a step toward a future-ready education system. So the Strengthened Senior High School Curriculum responds to a clear national directive to harness the totality of the Filipino, which means empowering graduates for employment, decongesting the senior high school curriculum, not only that, enhancing work immersion opportunities, and supporting the certification of senior high school TVL learners, as stated by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and emphasized by our DepEd Secretary, Secretary Sani Angara. Education must go beyond literacy. It must develop young Filipinos into problem solvers and critical thinkers, hungry for success and ready for the future. This is the senior high school reimagined, simpler, stronger, and truly learner-centered. Okay. So the Strengthened Senior High School curriculum is not just a minor revision. It's a bold redesign that simplifies, sharpens, and strengthens the senior high school experience for Filipino learners. First, we have reduced the number of tracks from 4 to 2. Ito na po yung academic and technical professional, wherein learners interested in arts and design or sports will now enroll under the academic track and choose electives aligned with their interests. So teachers previously assigned to these tracks will continue teaching related electives. Why? Because this streamlining simplifies the structure while maintaining flexibility and supporting diverse learner pathways. We have also reduced the number of required subjects from the original 31. Learners now need to complete only 13 subjects, 5 core, and at least 9 electives for the academic track, or 2 technical professional electives plus work immersion for the technical professional track. This means less overload and more depth. We have streamlined the core subjects in which competencies from related subjects have been integrated, reducing 15 core subjects to just 5. These are now offered across the full year instead of just one semester, giving learners more time to master essential concepts. So please know that in the previous senior high school program, subjects are offered per semester, but this time, core subjects are offered for 1 year instead of just one semester. The purpose for that is to give learners more time to master essential concepts. Okay. So additionally, the 5 core subjects are aligned with the GE subjects in college. For example, effective communication and mabisang komunikasyon is aligned with purposive communication. Life and career skills aligned with understanding the self. And then we have general mathematics aligned with mathematics in the modern world for GE. General science is also aligned with science, technology, and society. And of course, pag-aaral ng kasaysayan at lipunang Pilipino is aligned with the readings in Philippine history in GE. We also replaced with more flexible clusters, or we replaced strands with more flexible clusters of electives. Previously, learners were limited to subject tied to their chosen strand. Now, they can choose electives from a variety of academic or technical professional clusters based on their interest and career goals. So that related subjects are grouped together. This is to help students focus on a particular area of interest or career path. Under each cluster are elective subjects. These are specialized courses chosen by learners within their selected track. So we have academic and technical professional track designed to develop specific skills and competencies aligned with their career interest or academic goals. Unlike college electives, which offer a wide range of subjects for academic exploration and are credit-based, the senior high school electives are directly linked to the learner's chosen pathway with a clear focus on skill development, industry readiness, or advanced academic preparation. So these electives shall be taken in one semester to help strengthen learners' knowledge and skills, which will help them qualify either for employment or higher education. Furthermore, learners have the option to add more electives based on their interest or career goals, which can be taken for the same duration. So this option allows them to explore other skills and knowledge that may benefit their future plans. So here are the available academic electives. But before that, let me give you also this slide, the number of elective subjects to take. So in this number of electives, 5 core subjects plus kapag ka-academic track ang kinuha ng bata, at least 9 elective subjects but totaling to 920 hours. And this should be taken in 2 years. Okay? And then kapag ka-technical professional naman ang track ng learner, 2 electives lang ang minimum, that is a total of 320 hours per 1 elective. Kung 2 electives yan, a total of 640 hours plus work immersion. Okay. Now, we also have a very important feature of our strengthened senior high school curriculum is the doorway option. This doorway option allows learners to take 1 to 2 elective subjects from the other track, which means that senior high school learners will be given the chance to choose elective subjects in another track. And by doing so, learners are not strictly confined to the subjects of their chosen track. And what is the importance for this? This promotes flexibility in learning, allowing them to tailor their education to better match their interests or their future career aspirations. Number 2, Ang doorway option provides the opportunity to explore subjects outside their chosen track so that learners can gain insights into different disciplines or subjects they may not have initially considered. For example, learner in the academic track may take technical professional elective. This exposure allows them to explore other talents and gain, of course, certification. And engaging in subjects from another track helps develop diverse competencies that are needed in real-world context. For example, let's say, tignan ulit natin yung technical professional learner can take an elective subject in business or communication and can acquire soft skills or foundational knowledge that enhance their employability and entrepreneurial potential. So kahit po siya academic, pero pwede niyang gamitin yung doorway option, and the purpose for that is additional skills or foundational knowledge that could enhance their employability and, of course, entrepreneurial potential later on. So that's the doorway option. So let us now proceed with the technical professional clusters or electives. So please take note that the clustering of technical professional elective subjects is designed to equip learners with high demand, cross-cutting, current and emerging competencies relevant to the Philippine industry. So each cluster is named to reflect the core competency it develops with a brief rationale for its selection. Each cluster is designed to maximize employability, cross-sector relevance, and future readiness. Another, each cluster is aligned with the current regional workforce, particularly demands, based on recent data from DOLE, TESDA, even PSA and DTI, and reflects the top growth sectors and in-demand jobs per region. And of course, each cluster is mapped with the needs of the regions where skills are most needed, and the cluster names are tailored to industry needs. So if you are going to really understand this, ito po yung rationale kung bakit nagkaroon ng clustering ng technical professional elective. So it reflects the core competency. It is designed to maximize employability. It is aligned with current regional workforce demands. It is mapped with the needs of the regions. And of course, these clusters are most needed, or elective subjects in these clusters are mostly needed, and that the cluster names are tailored to industry needs. So kung magbibigay po ako ng example dito, wherein it is mapped with the needs of the regions. For example, in Region 4A, I think that is in the next slide. Okay. Let's say automotive ang pinaka in demand na specialization or elective in Region 4A. So pwede niyang i-offer po ito in Region 4A. Why? It may be because nandun yung Toyota, nandun yung Mitsubishi na planta. Another example is, for example, sa Region 9, fisheries ang kanilang i-offer. Why? Kasi andun yung mga sardines factory, ito yung mga fish ports. Okay, so of course, etong mga clusters na to are industry-driven clusters. They are revised, or we need to revise the clusters to match the industries. Meron pong regional mapping, maps the clusters against local industry needs and employment opportunities to determine prioritization. And of course, clusters are structured to maximize employability and future readiness with opportunities for learners to combine electives for multidisciplinary skills. So what are examples of electives under the different clusters? So for digital services and creative technologies, isang cluster po ito sa technical professional track. What are the subjects under the technical professional electives? We have digital services and creative technologies. And what are examples of elective courses? Andito po yung sinabi ko sa inyo, animation. Ang animation ay NC2, broadband installation is NC2, computer programming, Java, NC3, computer programming, Oracle, database NC3, and so on and so forth. And then ano yung mga relevant regions natin? We have NCR, Calabarzon, Central Luzon, Central Visayas, and Davao region. So we also have the industry demand. Ito po yung IT, BPM, animation, e-commerce, digital marketing, creative industries. Okay. Now, we also have one cluster, another cluster, which is agri-fishery business and food innovation, or agri-fishery enterprise and food security. What are examples of elective subjects or courses? Dito po yung agricultural crops production, NC2, agro-entrepreneurship, aquaculture, fish capture, food processing, organic aquaculture production, poultry production, ruminants production, swine production. So, lahat yan po ay NC2. And then, ano yung relevant regions? Calabarzon. In other words, ito dapat yung kanilang mga ino-offer, no, under agri-fishery business and food innovation as a cluster. Central Luzon, Cagayan Valley, Central Visayas, Western Visayas, Suc-Sargent, and Northern Mindanao. So ano po yung industry demand dito? Modern agriculture, meron po tayong food processing here, agribusiness, and aquaculture. Okay, next we have hospitality, tourism, and events excellence. So another cluster po ito. Ano po yung mga examples of elective courses or subjects? We have events management services, food and beverage operation, front office services, hotel as operations, housekeeping services, kitchen operations, ships catering services, and bakery operations. So lahat po yan, NC2 except for events management services na NC3. And then ano po yung industry demand? We have tourism, hotels, restaurants, events, customer service sectors, cruise services. And ano po yung mga relevant regions dito? We have Central Visayas, Western Visayas, Ilocos region, Bicol, Mimaropa, and even Davao region. And we have aesthetic wellness and human care, another cluster. Ano po yung mga elective subjects? Aesthetic services, beauty care, caregiving for adult care and child care, hairdressing services, handicrafts, garments and artisanship, barbering services, hilot and wellness massage. So kung titignan po natin, ito pa ay NC3. Alright, now ano yung mga relevant regions? NCR, Calabarzon, Central Luzon, overseas employment or OFW markets. And the industry demand, healthcare, wellness, meron po tayong caregiving and beauty services. So, ibig sabihin, kung kukunin niyo po itong mga elective courses na to, ano yung mga industry demand? Saan sila pupunta? Beauty services, healthcare awareness, or even caregiving. Okay. Next, we have smart infrastructures and industrial technologies. What are the subjects? Carpentry, NC1 and 2, construction operation, we have electrical installation and maintenance, electronic product assembly servicing, mechatronics, we have photovoltaic system installation, technical drafting, manual metal arc welding, commercial air conditioning installation, servicing, domestic refrigeration and air conditioning. And then makikita po natin, meron siyang NC1 for carpentry, NC1 and 2. We have masonry NC1 and the rest is already NC2. And of course, NC3 for commercial air conditioning, installation, and servicing. Okay. Next cluster, we have automotive and mobility services. What are elective courses? Automotive servicing, engine and chassis, automotive servicing electrical, motorcycle and small engine servicing, driving and automotive servicing or automotive servicing NC1 and 2. Or, yes, we have NC2, at yung iba is NC1. Okay. Now, the relevant regions are NCR, Calabarzon, Central Luzon, Central Visayas, Davao, all growth corridors. And ano po yung industry demand? Automotive, transport, logistics, and mobility sectors. Okay. Next, next cluster is we have maritime and global transport. So ano po yung mga subjects na ma-offer dito? We have maritime engineering at the support level, maritime transportation and support level, and ships catering services. Ito po yung may NC1, pero itong maritime engineering at the support level and maritime transportation at the support level, wala po siyang NC. Non-NC po itong mga ito. Okay. So, how to use the clusters? So, paano po natin gagamitin specifically for schools? Paano natin gagamitin itong mga clusters na to that I have mentioned? Letter A, schools can offer this as specialized clusters tailored to the local, regional industry needs. So, that is the reason why in my previous slide, nakalagay po doon ano po yung mga relevant regions. Okay? Kasi kung ano po yung mga needs ng industry, local or regional industry, yan po yung basehan natin para i-offer itong mga clusters na ito. Number 2, learners can combine electives from different clusters for multidisciplinary skills. And number 3, industry partners can use these clusters to guide work immersion and employment pathways. So with these clusters, yun ang ginamit po natin, it can guide, no? For example, for work immersion, so saan siya dapat, anong specialization siya dapat mag-work immersion? So halimbawa, ang kanyang kinuhang cluster is more on automotive, syempre, that could guide, no? Anong klaseng work immersion program yung pupuntahan ng bata na kapag ka-automotive siya, therefore, ang work immersion niya should also dwell or focus on automotive and of course other employment pathways. Okay, so in the in the technical professional track, meron tayong work immersion that is extended. So we have extended work immersion hours from 80 to 320 hours in the previous senior high school program. Ngayon po, in the strengthened senior high school curriculum, we already have 320. Yun po yung minimum, 320 hours to 640 hours work immersion. Okay. Yan po yung one important feature din ng technical professional track, extended work immersion hours. So in the next slide, I am presenting to you sample class program kapag kayong bata ay pure technical professional track. In other words, hindi siya nag-avail ng doorway option. Lahat yan, kinuha niya technical professional track. At lahat ng kinuha niyang electives ay leading towards technical professional. Okay. So, pag titignan po natin ang kanyang preferred, in this example, yung kanyang preferred exit ay immediate employment. Meaning, after grade 12, ang exit niya, dahil sa kinuha niyang mga subjects na ito, ay immediate employment. So, target job niya is assembly line worker in the nearby automotive factory. So, for grade 11, since ang core subjects ay kukunin siya sa isang taon, we have effective communication and mabisang komunikasyon, life and career skills, general mathematics, general science, pag-aaral ng kasaysayan po ng Pilipino. And kukuha po siya ng isang elective subject which is equivalent to 320 hours. So ito po yung driving and automotive servicing. So this covers driving NC2 and automotive servicing NC1. This is for 320 hours. Ngayon, kung gagawan mo siya ng schedule for this, 2 oras siya sa isang araw, 4 times a week. Okay. Now, pagdating ng semester, naglagay din tayo dito ng homeroom guidance kasi meron po tayong homeroom guidance once a week per semester. Okay. Now, grade 12. Pagdating ng grade 12, kukuha po siya ng automotive servicing, engine and chassis for NC2. This is 320 hours. The same po siya. So ito po yung minimum number of electives, minimum number of specialized electives na kukunin niya, pero ang pathway niya, ang kanyang preferred exit ay immediate employment. Okay. So first semester, grade 12, automotive servicing, equivalent to 320 hours plus homeroom guidance. And then, titignan po natin second semester, wala na po siyang ibang subject, kundi work immersion na lamang siya. So, pwede siya 320 hours Or pwede siya hanggang 640 hours plus homeroom guidance. So ito po yung example ng class program kung pure technical professional track ang kinuha ng bata. Wala siyang kinuhang elective subjects from academic track. In other words, hindi niya inavail yung kanyang doorway option. Okay. And then, what else? We have, all right, another sample. Ito naman po, class program, sample class program, technical professional track siya, pero kumuha siya ng academic elective. In other words, nagkaroon siya ng doorway option. Okay, so again, ano ang kanyang preferred employment? Ganon pa rin kasi ang kanyang kinuhang specialized elective ay driving and automotive servicing. Pero meron siyang kinuhang elective from the academic track, which is entrepreneurship. Plus homeroom guidance, and then second semester is work immersion. Pwede siyang 320 hours to 640 hours. Okay. So yun po yung examples, no? Kung let's say mag-elective siya or kung mag-pure technical professional electives yung ating mga estudyante. All right. So in summary, I would like to ask you this question. What does the strengthened senior high school curriculum mean for learners? So more than just fewer subjects or revised tracks, it is a curriculum that meets students where they are and helps them move forward with purpose. Every learner enters senior high school with different goals, interests, and life realities. The strengthened curriculum was designed to honor these differences by offering clear, flexible, and practical pathways, whether the student or the learner plans to go to college, start working, build a business, or level up their skills. Because the subject load is lighter, learners have more time to engage meaningfully with lessons, think critically, and understand deeply. This improves not only just academic performance, but also confidence and readiness for real-life challenges. And most importantly, students are no longer locked into one path. The strengthened senior high school equips them to choose and succeed in any of the 4 exit points on their terms at their pace. For learners, the strengthened senior high school is not just a curriculum. It's a clearer path, a stronger start, and real choices that lead to a future they define. So, muli, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Chief Isabel Victorino mula po sa Bureau of Curriculum Development para po sa komprehensibong pagtalakay ng Technical Professional Track. Ngayon po tayo po itutungo para po sa pagsagot sa ilang mga katanungan ng ating mga participants. From Car po, meron po tayong question. Kailangan po ba na related ang academic and tech pro electives na kukunin ng isang estudyante kung sakaling kukuha siya ng both academic and tech pro electives? For instance, a student whose career path is nursing, the academic electives must be based on STEM cluster and the tech pro electives must have caregiving or kahit anong tech pro electives po.
All right. Since the learners will be given to choose kung anong elective kukunin nila, pwede siyang kumuha ng elective from another track na hindi related sa kanyang kinuhang cluster doon sa academic track. Yun po yung tinatawag nating doorway option.
Okay po, ma'am. Another question po from Car, yung elective po ba nila sa grade 11 is continuous sa grade 12? Example po is sa grade 11, Agri-Crops Production. Does that mean na Agri-Crops Production din po siya sa grade 12? And pwede po ba ang dalawang elective sa Tech Pro? Example, Agri-Crops at Food and Beverages.
Yes, it is possible, no? But pagdating sa work immersion, pipili na lang siya kung ano yung kanyang i-work immersion. Is it bread and pastry or Agri-Fishery Arts, parang ganon. Iisa lang. Pero kung gusto niyang mag-work immersion ng dalawa, it will be well, more time for the student, more time for the learner, kasi yung work immersion natin is magtutuloy siya hanggang 640. However, kung yung work immersion lamang niya is 340, baka mas marami pang oras ng isang bata to take another work immersion.
Okay po. Thank you po, Chief. Chief, update ko lang po rin kayo, no? Ang ating pong participants ngayon ay nasa 2,529 po na mga teachers. Po. Next question po. As a private school, are we allowed to offer Tech Pro electives in grade 11 for academic with doorway track?
Yes. You can offer, ito po yung nire-refer po natin na ano, no, na for example academic track yung bata, academic ang kinuha niya. Tapos ang kukunin niyang elective or academic elective is technical professional, pero isang elective lamang po makukuha niya.
Okay po.
Okay. So pagdating ng grade 12, ang kukunin na niya ay yung yung subjects related to the cluster to which saan siya naka-enroll. Academic track, tapos ang cluster niya is, ang kinuha niyang cluster ay more on science, technology, doon siya kukuha.
Okay po. From Region 3, pwede po ba i-offer sa grade 11 ang dalawang ACAD electives at dalawang Tech Pro electives ng sabay?
Okay. Baka po hindi nakakayanin ng oras. Titignan niyo po yung schedule. Kasi yung technical professional elective ay equivalent to 320 hours. Ibig sabihin, ang katumbas po niyan ay 4 na academic electives. Baka hindi na po kakayanin yung oras. So titignan natin. Titignan niyo po yung schedule ng bata. Kasi yung isang technical professional elective ay 320 hours. Equivalent to 4 academic electives.
Okay po. From Region 6, pwede pong paki-clarify kung ilan po talaga ang number of elective subjects na dapat makuha ng student kapag ang offer ng school ay academic with doorway and kapag pure academic. Sa last po kasi na orientation, ang pure academic ay 16 electives and kapag academic with doorway ay 8 academic electives, 1 Tech Pro elective, and 1 immersion.
Okay. Lilinawin ko lamang po yung work immersion is for the technical professional. Tapos yung sa academic track, this work immersion for technical professional is a mandatory program for technical professional. In the academic track, meron din tayong katumbas ng work immersion. Ang tawag po natin dyan ay field exposure. But this is an optional elective. So kung tatanungin nyo po, ano yung minimum number of electives, academic electives to be taken by the learner, the senior high school, nakalagay po sa shaping paper natin is 9, at least 9 academic electives totaling 920 hours. In other words, 920 hours po yung kailangang buuin ng isang senior high school learner para ma-meet niya yung minimum number of electives. Now, pwede po siyang magdagdag. Siyempre, maluwag na po yung schedule ng bata eh. Pwede pa siyang magdagdag. Kunyari, gusto niya talagang kumuha, halimbawa sa technical professional ng beauty care, pwede rin po kasi maluwag yung schedule ng bata. Basta, yung pagstay ng bata in the school should not exceed 30 hours a week.
Noted po, Chief. Another question, being a pilot school, can we accept grade 12 transferees and offer the subjects from the new senior high school curriculum that might have been missed by the transferee? For example, Introduction to Philosophy, since this is being offered as elective during this school year.
Anong ibig sabihin po nun? Yung isang
Um,
grade 12, natapos na niya yung
ah, doon sa grade
Intro
12
to
daw,
Philosophy.
sa grade 12 daw po ay pwede po daw po ba nilang bigyan pa rin ng subject na Intro to Philosophy? Kung hindi siya pa nakakuha ng Intro to
Yes.
Philosophy noong nakaraan?
Yeah. Yes. Kasi that is considered as an academic elective sa strengthened senior high school curriculum.
Okay po. Thank you po, ma'am. This is from one participant from Vegan. Since wala na po yung empowerment or computer literacy at wala din naman sa list ng elective subject under digital services, pwede po bang i-offer as another option for elective subjects?
Yes, for empowerment technologies, yes. But I think we already have revised curriculum for this. Meron na po tayong revised or we are still refining it. We have empowerment technologies as considered as an elective subject. But I think that is, I think nakaposition na siya under the science, math, technology cluster, yung empowerment technologies.
Okay po. Next question po. Are grade 11 students under the pure academic track required to take at least one 160-hour elective subject per semester, or should they take at least 2 elective subjects per semester? Also,
Alright.
what is the requirement for grade 11 students under the pure Tech Pro track with regards to number of elective subjects?
You wait. What is the required number of electives under the technical professional track? Is that the question, Sir Mark?
Yung daw po bang grade 11 students na under ng pure academic track na required to take 160-hour na isang elective, or sila ay pwedeng mag-take ng at least 2 elective subjects per semester?
Alright, 2 elective subjects. Ang ating schedule kasi dito is that for grade 11, pwede siyang kumuha ng academic electives hanggang 4 plus the core subjects.
Apo.
For academic track. Now, for the technical professional track, ang pwede niyang kunin ay 5 core subjects plus 1 technical professional elective na ang katumbas niyan ay 320 hours.
Okay po. Thank you po, ma'am. Then, from South Cotabato Division, are there new materials, equipment, or infrastructure being provided to support the strengthened curriculum?
Alright, I think what is very important here are materials. Kasi when we speak on infrastructure, wala naman pong nagbago. Hindi tayo nagdagdag, hindi tayo nagbawas. Instead, nag-streamline lang po tayo ng subjects and tracks. So when it comes to learning resources, curation of learning resources is going on. And then another is development of lesson exemplars. I think we are now in the finalization process to make sure that there will be resources to be used by our teachers and learners pagdating po ng pilot implementation, strengthened senior high school curriculum.
Okay po, ma'am. Next question po, I need po ba talaga na may NC2 ang teacher sa pagtuturo ng mga Tech Pro electives?
Syempre, NC2 yung halimbawa, ang special subject na to ay NC2. Well, it is also very important that the teacher should also possess this national certification. Actually, may mga trainings na yata and assessments conducted with the TVL assessments and the trainers methodology given to teachers. This is in preparation for the technical professional. And since this is only pilot implementation, actually ang mai-offer lang naman is in grade 11 core and then at least one elective, no, technical professional elective for grade 11. You still have more time, no, to prepare the teachers pagdating po ng grade 12.
Thank you po, ma'am. So another question. Halimbawa, ma'am, hindi Tech Pro ang student, pero kumuha siya ng Tech Pro elective sa ICT. Yung learner raw po ba ay required to take TESDA assessment? Second question, are all learners who decided to take Tech Pro are required to take TESDA assessment at libre po ba ang assessment nila?
Well, actually, nagawa na natin to, Sir Mark, last year
Apo.
na merong free assessment sa mga TVL learners. So, I think, but that is the budget of TESDA. So, marami nang na-assess na estudyante. Okay. So, ngayon, required ba? Or kung to take NC, kung non-NC naman yung kinuha niya, hindi siya mag-NC. Pero kung kumuha siya ng NC, if he likes to take the NC and kung meron namang budget given by TESDA kasi TESDA ang nag-fund ng free assessment na ito, of course, they will be required to take the assessment or the free assessment. Kasi at the end, ano ba yung immediate pathway ng bata? Immediate exit niya, specifically for technical professional, is employment.
Thank you po, ma'am. What if there are only 3 to 5 students who will be choosing a particular elective? Can it be offered?
Yes, depende na po yan sa what you call this, the plans, and that will now depend on the schools, no? Kasi schools are given the flexibility that if the school does not have enough resources to offer a particular elective subject, siya po ay gagawa ng plan, no? Paano niya i-offer itong mga elective subjects na to. So offering of the subjects depend also on the availability of resources of the school.
Thank you po, ma'am. We are currently offering Hilot and Wellness Massage NC2. But the present curriculum guide na wala na po yung Hilot and Wellness Massage. Paano na maituturo ang tungkol sa wellness massage?
Meron na po tayong curriculum guide for that. Baka pwedeng paki-check lang. I-check ko po. Meron na siya kasi hindi po natin ilalagay kung wala po siyang curriculum guide for that. This one elective in a particular cluster.
Okay po, ma'am.
So yung ano po, by the way, ang requirement po yung for the teacher requirement po yung TM at saka yung NC for the teacher, no, under the technical professional track.
Okay po. Another question po, how will the school ensure balanced class sizes when students choose their electives based on subject preferences? Won't this lead to overcrowding in some classes and under-enrollment in others?
Kaya nga po, it's the school should be the one to plan para ma-avoid po natin yung overcrowding sa klase. Tapos ano po yung mga available resources ng school para i-offer tong elective subjects na ito. Kung wala siyang qualified teachers to teach, walang enough resources halimbawa po, that will now be the call of the schools.
Okay po, ma'am. Di po ba kami mahihirapan sa mga paghahanap ng work immersion partners dahil po madalas, lalo na sa creative arts and designs, ay lagi pong hinahanap ay college students?
Okay. Ang arts and ano po yun? Arts and design?
Yes po, ma'am.
Arts and design. Meron po tayong mga partner industries dito, which I think hindi naman siguro mahirap, mahirap kumuha ng isang partner pagdating sa, pero ang arts and design, hindi na po siya work immersion Yun po ay tinatawag nating apprenticeship or production sa academic track. Or kung gusto po niyang lumabas, ayaw po niya ng apprenticeship, ayaw po niya ng production, pwede po siya ng field exposure.
Okay po. Okay, ma'am. This is from Region 5. We have a prospective enrollee who have passed all his subjects in grade 11 first sem, but failed to enroll in second sem grade 11. He is planning to enroll po this school year. Would he enroll in the second semester this school year with the new curriculum, and will his grades credited in the first sem grade 11? Or will he have to re-enroll first sem grade 11? Or is it better to advise him to transfer to other schools muna na hindi pilot school?
Hindi pa nagpa-pilot, oo. Puwede
Opo.
po rin 'yun, pero kung gusto po niya talaga, nakuha na niya kasi semestral kasi yung sa current curriculum natin, eh. Eh, ngayon sa pilot, it's already per year specifically for the core subjects. I think that could be another option na, "O sige, wag ka munang mag-join sa pilot." Or kung
Opo.
puwede naman, perhaps we can, ano ba 'to, puwede nating tignan yung equivalency. Nakuha niya ng first semester, tapos ano yung equivalent niya for grade 11 ng pilot.
Okay po. Okay, ma'am. There's a question regarding sa grading system. How will we give grades to our learners po? How much weight is given in each component of written works, performance tasks,
Mm.
and quarterly assessment?
For ano, for, ano ba 'to, the grading system, DO8 pa rin po yung ating susundin.
Okay po. Thank you
And
po.
then, by the way, I would like to go back 'no, do'n sa hilot na tinanong kanina.
Yes po.
Hindi pa po, wala pa pong, we are still finalizing the curriculum for that kasi that is still, that will be, that will not be offered in the pilot senior high school. Ginagawa pa lamang po yung ano, yung curriculum for hilot.
Okay po, ma'am.
So may
This is
mga
from-
may mga elective subjects pa na, we are still, planning to develop that will be offered in grade 12.
There's a question from Region 5. Ano ang mangyayari sa mga teachers handling an elective subject na hindi napili ng mga learners, considering na option ng learner ang pagpili ng elective?
Oo, kaya nga po yung sinabi ko, let's say eto yung available teachers mo, eto yung mga elective subjects na puwedeng i-offer kasi meron kang qualified teachers. Para at least yung mga teachers hindi mawawalan ng teaching load. So again, the offering of elective subjects will be based on the available resources of the school.
Are they required daw po ba to obtain new certifications doon sa mga elective na ituturo nila na previously ay hindi po nila tinuturo?
Ano pong klaseng elective?
Halimbawa, ma'am, a teacher currently hold only a cookery NC2 certificate. And considering that the program now offers other courses such as bakery, front office, and housekeeping, while cookery is no longer included, are they required to obtain new certifications for these programs?
Kasi bundled kasi po yun, eh, yung mga offerings yan. But considering na may related NC naman yung teacher, qualified naman po siya para magturo. Related naman po yung NC niya. Or even the TM, no? Required ang NC plus yung TM niya, as long as related naman po yung subject na yon, of course, no? Pwede naman po yun.
Okay po. There's a question po from ni Maropa. Ask ko lang po, bakit po NC2 agad yung MMAU sa grade 11? Kasi po yung dati sa SMAU ay NC1 lang po muna sa grade 11, then sa grade 12 lang po makakuha ng NC2.
Okay, so ano po yung question niya?
Bakit daw
Bakit
po
NC2
NC2
kaagad?
agad yung MMAU sa grade 11? Dati raw po ay NC1 yung SMAU.
Kasi in-align, with the NCs that we are offering now, those are already aligned with TESDA regulations. In-align na po natin siya sa TESDA.
Okay po. Okay. checking if there are more questions. Wait lang po. Okay po. Ma'am, clarify lang, you've mentioned daw po na pwedeng dalawa ang elective. Now, what will happen if first semester nag-EIM ang student, tapos second semester nag-CSS and C2? So, hindi na-complete ang core competencies ng mga electives? Are they allowed po for assessment?
They will just, Sir Mark, they will just choose elective subjects from the clusters given. Paano po yung clusters na inilagay doon? Doon po sila pipili to ensure na whatever NC that they are qualified to take, they all have acquired the needed competency or the foundational knowledge.
Okay po. Ma'am, ang TechPro daw po ba ay meron ding higher education exit at hindi lang po immediate employment exit?
Hindi lang siya immediate employment. Pwede po siya ng higher education. So halimbawa, meron siyang technical drafting. Pwede rin po siya architecture. Let's say, ang kinuha niyang elective, for example, yung bata sa TechPro is more on physics. Pwede rin po siya ng engineering, mechanical engineering. So, hindi lamang po siya limited sa employment as his immediate exit. Pwede rin po siya employment or higher education.
Okay, ma'am. Bulacan Private School. In the past years, our school offers academic track only. But as a pilot school, we would like to offer TechPro with Doorway because the laboratory rooms are available. Do we still need to apply for the approval of the division office to offer TechPro?
If the school, the permit of the school is only for academic track, you have to inform the division office to where the school is located that you are offering, that school is offering another track, which is technical professional track.
Okay po. For work immersion, ma'am, sino po ang maghahanap ng industry partner? Yung school po ba o yung student mismo?
Well, meron na po tayong partner in institutions or partner industries dito. We have PISAC, no? And actually, that's a very good question. During the training last week, Sir Mark, do you remember? The training for teachers doon sa technical professional track, nagkaroon ng industry visit.
Yes
no?
po.
Ang industry visit na kung saan itong mga prospect na industry partners, when we offer work immersion for the technical professional track. And these industries are always willing to partner with us, especially in the work immersion of our learners.
Okay po. And with that po,